What's up, guys? Joshua here. That is a really weird statement that just came out of my mouth. I'm so used to addressing you guys as Stripes or addressing you all as unusually unique, but today I needed y'all to see the real me. No eyeliner, no eyeshadow, no makeup, no persona. Real, raw me. The person behind the persona. My name is Joshua, and I am a black man living in America. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about my experience as a black man in America and a black furry in the fandom. This isn't a topic that I ever thought that I would talk about seriously here on YouTube. I have made a joke video about it before where I talked about serious stuff, but it was in a very joking manner. But you know, the time for jokes is up. The time for not talking about this seriously is up. There are very few black YouTubers, and there are very few furry YouTubers, and there are even fewer black furry YouTubers, and I needed my voice to be heard. I know that I am a small voice in a large sea of voices, both here on YouTube and on Twitter, but you know what? As long as this video reaches and touches one person, then you know what? I'll be happy. And also, you know, I need to get my thoughts out there publicly, and I need to tell my story publicly because it may be somebody else's experience too. And this is going to be difficult because, you know, my entire life I have not been accepted because I am black. And watching everything that's going on in the world right now, it's really now just sinking in how weird my life has been and how fortunate I am to not be locked up in jail or be in a grave. And you know, I have to talk about it. So yeah, this video may lose me subscribers. This video may get a ton of dislikes, and it may get a ton of likes. I don't know what the fallout of this is going to be, but this is something that I need to do. So, yeah. You know, for me, it started at a very early age that I realized that I was different. I was born and raised in a black Christian church. I went to a black private Christian school up until about third grade. I was transferred to a predominantly white private Christian school. And me and two other students were the only two black children in that entire school. And, you know, I didn't think much about it because here I am in third grade, and, you know, it is what it is. These are my friends. And, you know, it didn't hit me until I got into fourth grade and I had a teacher who singled me and the other black student out for just seemed like no good reason. And it was over little stuff too. It was over, you know, we had a dress code where, you know, boys, their hair could not touch the collar of their uniform. You would see the white kids running around, and the boys, their hair would be touching the collar of their shirt. And the other black kid, the other, you know, black young man had big hair. And it was touching the collar of his shirt. And I remember him getting in trouble for it while the white kids didn't. My mom always made me wear my hair short, like bald. We left a single patch of hair in the back of my head where a rat tail could eventually be, because I was a huge fan of Star Wars and I wanted to be like Qui-Gon Jinn. And they had that rat tail. And I remember getting in trouble because I had that one little patch of hair in the back of my head because it was different. And that was the first time I really realized that, okay, I'm not being treated the same, but, as an elementary school student, I just let it go. Fast forward to middle school, and having been to a private Christian school my entire life up to that point, I didn't realize that I was not traditionally black. I just thought I was, me. I was just me. I was used to going to school in khaki slacks and a polo shirt because I was so used to wearing a uniform. And so going from a private Christian school to a public middle school was complete culture shock for me, especially going to a predominantly white public school, because nobody wanted me. The blacks didn't want me because I was not black enough, because, I wore belts and I wore slacks and I didn't sag my pants, but the whites didn't want me because my skin was brown. What really cemented for me the fact that I was a black man living in America and that I could go to jail at any moment was something that was so innocent that got blown out of proportion. And so I remember leaving class, and I can show you. I didn't have my arms through the sleeves, but I was carrying a pile of books, and I had my hood on my head like this, carrying a pile of books and my binders and all of that. And finding, right next to my locker, a bag sitting in the middle of the hallway. I knew that people like to steal stuff. And this is during the time when AFI was just getting big, and it was an AFI messenger bag. And so I looked around, couldn't find who it belonged to, and my mom's voice echoing in my head, if you miss the bus one more time, you're gonna be in serious trouble. So I'm like, I don't have time to run this to the office and turn it into lost and found. So logically, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to put it in my bag, take it home. As soon as I got home, I told my mom, hey, I need to go to school early the next day because I found this bag. I need to turn it in. And so that's what I did. Didn't think anything of it until I'm sitting in first period and my name gets called over the loudspeaker. Joshua, come to the principal's office. I'm thinking, oh, they're going to say thank you for turning in the bag because it had an MP3 player in it. And I walk in and the principal's there and my mom is there and the truancy officer is there. And that's when I realized, oh, I wasn't here to say thank you. I was here because I was in trouble. I was in a lot of trouble. And, sitting there watching the security footage, and, it shows me picking up, walking past the camera and putting the bag in my backpack. And they thought, oh, I'm here to, I was stealing it. I was being malicious. And come to find out, the bag actually belonged to a friend of mine, and they were really, really grateful. And as soon as they found out it was me, they're just like, cool, we got the bag back. It's over and done with. We're fine. But no, that truancy officer was a white truancy officer, and he was just like, well, I've already filed charges for grand larceny with the court. And I remember in that moment, my heart plummeting into my stomach. Because I'm just like, holy crap, I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail for grand larceny, and my entire life is over. I will never be able to get a job because I'm going to have a criminal record that says grand larceny. I'm going to be unhireable. All because this officer wanted to push this. The parents didn't want to push it. The principal didn't want to push it. Principal was just satisfied with giving me in-school suspension because I took something off of grounds instead of turning it in. This officer wanted to push the issue because I was a thug. Did you see him walking in with that hood on his head? He had malicious intent. Nope, I was just trying to do the right thing. And I remember, it was like 2 weeks later, here I am making the walk up to the courthouse, and that was the first time I had ever been in the courthouse. I remember, I thought we were going to go to the courtroom and there was going to be the judge, but no, we went to the magistrate's office and the truancy officer's there. My mom is there. I am there, and the magistrate is sitting behind the desk, and, she looks at me and asks, were you punished for this? Well, yes, ma'am. I got punished by my mom. I got in-school suspension. And something else. I've been punished. And she's like, well, it seems like your mother has a good head on her shoulders. Make sure that you don't do this again, because I don't want you to see you in front of my desk again. You've been punished thoroughly. I don't want to mess up your record. Have a nice day. And the officer didn't seem too happy about that, but you know what? I was just so thankful that I didn't wind up with charges against me for grand larceny. And then the next year, we're in class, and one of my bullies is in class with me and had been messing with me all day. And that was the first time I ever let my anger get the better of me. I raised my voice at him, and we were on edge. And my mom had taught me, never throw the first punch. And so I'm just standing there seething with my voice raised. And I remember the teacher calling the truancy officer. I think it was a different truancy officer this time. And getting marched down to the principal's office because we had a verbal confrontation that could have turned physical. And it was the first time I ever received out of school suspension, and the first time I realized that as a black man, I can't get angry. Because if I get angry, I'm seen as a thug. If I wear my hood on my head, I am seen as a thug. And to this day, as much as I love my hoodies, it's very rare that I will wear my hood up. And it's very rare that I will raise my voice unless I'm really, really angry, and even then it's in the privacy of my own home. Because I never want to get labeled as an out of control, thuggish black man. It's tough when nobody accepts you. When your own people don't accept you for not being black enough. Because yes, I speak proper. No, there's no hint of Ebonics in my voice. I don't use the term nigga. I don't have that word in my vocabulary. I don't listen to rap. Therefore, I'm not black enough. For me, that is why the fandom is so important. That is why being darkly inclined is so important to me. Because I feel accepted. I feel loved. I feel cherished. But I've been one of the lucky ones. I'm lucky to have a group of furs in my local area who love and accept me for me. But that's not the case for all furs. I've seen stories coming out on Twitter over the last couple of days of other POC and black furs being treated absolutely horribly because of the color of their skin. We get treated differently enough already by the outside world. As a furry, we don't need division within the fandom. We stand for so many things. We stand for love, peace, and acceptance. We have a rally cry for the LGBTQ furs. We have a rally cry for furs who have ALS. Where's the rally cry for Black Lives Matter? Where is the rally cry for your fellow furries? As I said at the beginning of the video, furry YouTubers are few and far between. Black YouTubers are few and far between. Black furry YouTubers? You can count us on one hand. Where is the support for us? Where is the support for the black DJs who want to play hip hop and trap? Where is the support for the black artists in the community? Why are you guys so shocked when you find out that your favorite content creator or your favorite fursuiter is something other than white? We need equality in the fandom as much as we need equality for what's going on in the real world. The entire world is rallying for Black lives. It is something that I honestly thought I would never see in my lifetime. You hear the stories about the civil rights movement in Rosa Parks and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr., but you never think that you'll see something like that in your lifetime. And like I said at the beginning, I'm one of the lucky ones. I was raised in the suburbs in a predominantly white neighborhood and you know, got a phenomenal education. So, of course, I come off as non-threatening when you hear me over the phone. I come off as non-threatening when you hear me in suit. But the moment somebody sees the color of my skin, it's the look of shock. So all that to say, Black Lives Matter. My life matters. But not only does it matter, we need your support now more than ever. Just like we have allies, straight allies for the LGBTQ community, and people who are out here advocating to help find a cure for ALS. We need advocates standing with us, saying, your life matters. Let's change the injustice in this country and around the world. We need more voices saying, screw stereotypes. Because the stereotypes are part of the reason why, as African Americans, we have to fight so hard to make it. That is why when an African American makes it, we rejoice so much. Because for so long, we have to fight our way to the top. Support your African American furs. Support your POC furs, whether they're Mexican, African American, if they are a person of color, support them. But after all of that is said and done, continue to stand with us and fight with us for equality. Continue to stand with us and fight for change within our communities. Yes, we are fighting to end police brutality, but we also have to end the stereotyping. Because, yes, I joke about being quote-unquote the whitest black man that you'll ever meet. But I shouldn't even have to qualify that. I shouldn't have to make people feel comfortable by saying that. I don't want to have to, quote-unquote, identify myself as a white black man. I don't want to be identified as an Oreo. I just want to be Josh. I just want to be Stripes. I just want to be unusually unique. I am a outlier in every community that I am a part of. I'm an outlier in the darkly inclined community. I'm an outlier in the furry community. And we need your support. Now more than ever. I've told my story. I've made the cry. And ordinarily, this is why I would ask you guys to subscribe and hit the like button and leave a comment. But as much as I want your support for my passion and my dream for this YouTube channel to grow and for me to pursue my passion as an artist, today, my call of action is to donate to support Black Lives Matter, to sign petitions to end police brutality, to sign petitions to have a more equal America. And finally, to support POC creators, whether they are visual artists, whether they are musicians, whether they are YouTubers, whatever their art craft is, support them. That is what the furry fandom was founded on, was art of all types. So support your POC creators. Some of your favorite fursuit makers are people of color. Some of your favorite artists are people of color. And if you find out that they are, support them. There are so many people on Twitter right now saying, I'm a POC artist. Support them. Commission them. If they're a YouTuber, watch their videos. If they are a musician, listen to their SoundCloud. Show them the same love and support that you show to the white content creators. Because we have to fight as hard, if not harder, to be seen. We have to fight as hard, if not harder, to have a chance. Because we are breaking out and doing something that is not stereotypically black. Support them. Show them some love. So yeah. I think that's where I'm going to wrap this up. I will hopefully be back with some more lighthearted content later, but even though I'm a small voice in a big pond, I needed my voice to be heard. So yeah. Joshua, aka Stripes, is out. Peace.